Hello, everyone. I'm George from Ireland, commenting on some disagreeable news yesterday that in the United Kingdom, somebody stabbed 10 people on a train, and some of them very badly injured, might yet die. So, a man who's 32 years of age has been apprehended in relation to this investigation, charged with these 10 counts of attempted murder. His name is Anthony Williams. So, the London Northeast Railway train was travelling from Doncaster to London's King's Cross. When the incident occurred, the train had to be diverted to Huntingdon by a very quick thinking driver, and that was the nearest station whereby they could stop on the track and then the police could very quickly come to them. Other stations where, for some reason, that would have stopped by the platform would have been suitable, would have had to go on much longer to find a platform where they could stop, and that the armed police boarded the train. I was astonished by how quickly they got them there. Huntingdon's quite a small town in Cambridgeshire. It was about at 8 o'clock yesterday night. So that he's appeared in court as part of a bail hearing. Anyway, he's accused of having carried out a knife attack in London, I think the day before. Wow. So that's it. Now, the police say there's no terrorist motive suspected, and he's not doing so for the advancement of any political, religious, national, or either ideological cause. Sorry, presumption of innocence. But if he did this at all, but you think, come on, when it's witnessed by dozens of people and there's CCTV of it, and if he's caught in possession of the murder weapon with his fingerprints all over it, if the victim's blood is splashed in his clothes, there's not much room for doubt. Sorry, I don't want to be flippant about this. It's a ghastly attack. Anyway, so is that mental illness? I mean, if you had a row with some sort of person which has escalated and one person lost his rag and stabbed one person, that you think he'd poniard just one, not poniard 10 people. People had to run away into different carriages. Obviously, you can't lock the carriages to get people out. So some of the wounded are treated at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge. Wow. So there we go. So others have been treated, and for minor injuries have since been discharged. There we go on. Let's talk about, well, what are we going to do to prevent this happening? I mean, I suppose the guard on the train, the other railway staff, could have tasers. Could they be trained to do this? Would they, of course, inevitably they're going to overreact sometimes and use excessive force. You can't guarantee that won't happen. Or what else could they, pepper spray or something like that? Could more people could be security guards be authorized to do that? Because you may know in the United Kingdom, most police officers don't carry firearms, just like in the Republic of Ireland, the guards don't either. As standard, are special firearms units, tasers and pepper spray to be used as a last resort as well. Members of the public are not allowed to possess a pepper spray. I had a Romanian friend going to a nightclub in the United Kingdom when she was searched. They found a pepper spray. Said, "Can you wait here, please, madam?" They called the police. She was arrested. It's taken off her. Wow. So that's how much people are not to be armed. Goodness. Because I know we search people at airports, scan the bags, the X-ray, even me carrying a banana in a bag once was spotted. The potassium, is so sensitive to chemicals. Not that it's a dangerous chemical. You couldn't take this on the plane, or even smaller amounts of water. Razors. Quite often, I actually don't even notice my razor when I take it through customs. Stuff like that. Goodness. But all right, it's partly because also it interdicts drug smuggling and stuff like that, and smuggling of rare animals. I can't think what else illegal stuff would stop people bringing back. Well, it's just tax evasion, like gold or diamonds or whatever. But what are we going to do? How are we going to search every single person getting onto every single train? The United Kingdom's got thousands of railway stations. They've got several exits. So you're going to have a metal scanner on each of them. You think of the cost of that. You think of the time, the inconvenience every time you get off and on a train is preposterous. So crime on train is very, very low. It's only 27 crimes per million journeys. And sometimes these are petty crimes. But once in a while, this thing's going to happen. There's no such thing as total security. The costage is prohibitive. It's too expensive as it is. So, and then we're going to secure every single train. They'll go to buses. So we're going to stop and search every single passenger getting onto every single bus. And that will slow things down so much. Well, then are we going to stop every single person getting onto every single boat or something like that? Are people getting into taxis or cars and they're going to have car bombs or something like that? Are we going to stop? We cannot have total security. Are we going to stop every single person going on every single street because he or she could be carrying a bomb in a bag or a knife or a gun or whatever? We cannot have total security. Either accept that or you just don't get on a train. Now, I know planes are different because if something goes wrong, just one small explosion, that could be it. Hundreds of people dead. It can be hijacked. So we know that the plane could then be turned into a missile itself, crash into buildings. Now they wouldn't do that 9/11 because they wouldn't open the door. If someone hijacks it, takes the air hostess, holds the box, got a knife to her throat, the pilot said, "We're not opening the door. I'm going to kill her. We're not opening it." And that's it. Maybe they would kill the air hostess. That would be terrible, but it wouldn't be as bad as killing thousands of people. So having to go for the lesser of two evils. So this is the locks in your door paradigm. How many locks you put in your door? Right. So you put one lock. Burglars might break or pick that lock. Okay, so I'll put two locks. Is more secure, but that costs more. It's more inconvenience locking them, unlocking them each time. But the burglars might be able to break both of them, or indeed pick both of them. Okay, so put three locks for greater security, but that costs me more in time and money. Okay, but then again, what if the burglars get all through all three? All right, we'll have four locks. It's going to cost more to buy those four locks, and it's going to be more time consuming to lock them up, unlock them each time. Got four locks in the door. But what if the burglars get through all four locks? We're going to have five locks. Okay, so there's a trade-off between security on the one hand and time and convenience on the other. And we cannot have total security. Are you going to put five locks or six or seven or eight? Do you see what I mean? And obviously, I'm just using the door. What do they get through the windows or the roof or something like that? So at some point, you have to say there's an acceptable level of risk, or that the cost involved is excessive, the inconvenience, the time loss is excessive. We could strip search every passenger going into planes. We could cavity search all of them, and probably would occasionally find some contraband. Is that worth it? I suggest that it's not. So we're just going to have to accept that this is like a meteorite strike, that once every decade or so, something like this is going to happen on trains. Trains are a very, very safe way to travel, safer than planes, because also things go wrong on trains. You're on surface. You're not going to fall out of the sky. There's not a lot of fuel to explode. Often they're electric trains anyway. So it is a fool's errand to try and have absolute security. We have to they used to say about the Ulster conflict, the acceptable level of violence. Of course, we prefer it zero, but get real. It's not worth renouncing so much liberty, convenience, and indeed money to do this. Money is freedom. Money matters. More money you have, the more choices you have, rather than be taken away and squandered. And the petty humiliation of being patted down, you might say it's a price worth paying. But not too often. Only getting on planes, I think, not getting on trains and buses and stuff like that. And then people really have no sense of proportionality and don't understand statistics. That because this is reported with great prominence, it seems very likely when far more people will die in more anodyne ways from heart attacks or cancer or whatever, or car crashes, because the 10 were stabbed at once. That'll have more publicity than saying 30 people stabbed in 30 petty incidents all over on the same day. Anyway, thanks for watching my channel. Subscribe on Patreon, donate PayPal, georgecallan79@gmail.com. Goodbye.